Okay, Lexmark color codes. This setup should work on any modern Lexmark that's out there. Doesn't matter if it's an A3 unit, an A4 unit. If it does color and it's a current device, then it would be supported. So, first thing you're going to do is go to Lexmark settings and security. You've got login methods, which is the first thing you'll see. Based on the way your device is set up, you may have additional items below that, but what we're going to do today is going to be primarily within the public and local account area. Public managed permissions, the settings here are global settings. This applies to the device. If you lock anything down in there, then the device itself is going to log down automatically. Before you touch that, you want to set up a local account for administration. It could be just a service account, it could be just a PIN account. We have a variety of local account types that you can select from. They all do the same thing essentially. So normally what I see most people use is either username and password or PIN. You can do both or just one. PIN works fine. It's simple. And that's what I'm going to use today for this setup demonstration. You're also going to see a default browser and control panel login option. If you click on that button, it's going to give you an option here. So under control panel, I could do username PIN. I can do some other option. If I were to be using like Lexmark Cloud Print, for instance, I would turn on cloud authentication in this scenario. But we allow two different logins based on what you want to do. Most of the time, you're going to have the browser set up with the same setup, which is just what we have right here. If I wanted to go up at the top and I wanted to log in, it would ask me for a PIN. If I need to use a username and pass, I would just need to select that. So that's kind of how that works. The same concept works on the operator panel of the device. When you go to your manage group permissions, you're going to have an administration group that's set up by default. If I go into that group, it's going to show me everything that I have access to. Obviously, if I have access as a user or a PIN account and I'm associated to the administration group, then I'm going to inherit all of these access controls that are enabled at that org level. If I go into my PIN account, and I'm going to set that up. So I'll create a new one here, just as an example. I'm just going to name it user 2. Put a little PIN in for it. And I'm going to associate that to the administration group. If I did not, then it would automatically be part of the all users group, which is acceptable as well. Actually, I'm going to not select that. I'm going to make it part of all users. Okay, so if I go back into security, and I go to my manage group permissions, I've got administration and all users. So if I click on all users, this shows me everything that those users have access to, which is everything as well. And that's perfectly okay. You can set up a PIN account and they can be part of all users, and that's perfectly fine. And that's how we have this one set up. I've actually got this one set up where even if you're an all user group, you don't have access to security and networking, which is normally what I'm going to see for most access controls that are out there. All right, so we'll go back to security. We have a PIN account set up. It's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. It's associated to the administration group. If we go to the device itself and I click on copy, I can look at that. And it's going to give me the copy dialog on this color unit. And I have a like icon on the operator panel. So if I were to click that, it would ask me to log in. The way that we enforce that is under public managed permissions. So we can set up a local account, we can set up a group with roles, but it's not going to be effective until I go to the public access group and I deselect those items. That is what controls the global access for that device. The same goes for administration menus. If I don't go and set or deselect these at the global view, then it's not going to really apply. Okay, so I can go, I've deselected network port menu, and I've actually got color copy already selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enable color function here for color copy, and I'm going to leave network port menu deselected. So when I save that, okay, and we look at our view right here within the web portal, there's a network port view on the left. And I'm going to refresh the screen. If you'll notice, it has vanished. So it's no longer there. and it's not available to be used on the operator panel or on the web page of the device. So if I go back to public managed permissions and I go to administration menu and I re-enable that, then that'll show up. If I refresh, it'll be right there again. Okay. Same goes for color copy. If I go to color copy, there's no lock icon now because I disabled that control. If I go to manage permissions and I'm gonna deselect copy color printing, I'm gonna hit save, and we may need to go to home and come back. But if I go back to copy now, I have a lock icon that's there. It's mono by default. If I turn color on for the copy job, it's going to ask me to log in. And I'm going to put my PIN in, which is 1234, which I've already set up. And now it's going to allow me to do that copy job. All right, so that's kind of copy functionality. That's a basic tour of the access controls. Again, in summary, your manage permissions under public is what controls the global settings. Your local accounts are going to be what you would use to log in. You're going to make sure that you associate those to a group that has the appropriate permissions to do that type of copy or color job or access the menus, whatever it might be. And then let's talk a little bit about printing on the print side. So under the security menu, right now we've only really locked down copy activity, but under the print permission for miscellaneous, if this is enabled, which is what you would want to have enabled, and then you're going to have a default print permission that's telling the device when somebody prints to the device which type of authentication local account we want to use to authenticate that user. If it's PIN, that's perfectly fine. So we've got PIN set up. We've also got that's about it. That's all you really need to worry about on the miscellaneous menu, and then you want to save those settings. And now the device is going to prevent unauthorized users from printing. It's also going to effectively prevent somebody from doing a copy job unless they're authorized to use the device. The next thing you're going to want to do is go to the driver. So this is a default universal PostScript driver for a Lexmark. We have a print properties menu that you can select. And I've already got the job accounting tab open. When you first go in here, it's going to look like this. You want to go over to job accounting. You want to enable job accounting, and then you want to go down here and select always use these settings. And by default, it's going to use my username. But if I want to do a special ID, I can, and I can enter that code right there. So let's just say you have 2 or 3 individuals in an office and they want to be able to do color printing. You would just need to go to job accounting, enable this ID. And then at that point, when they print to that Lexmark, it's going to evaluate the PIN or authentication they're using, and it's going to either allow or disallow that color job based on the security profile that's set up inside of the device. Okay, so at this point, we've prevented color copy, color print. The device is set up. There's no tracking enabled, but we can control who can print to the device or copy via color. Okay. If the device has a hard disk, and this is going to kind of transition over into, okay, now we can do color copy, we can print. Maybe we want to see what they're doing at a device of one. So if you were to go to the print menu on the Lexmark and it has a hard disk on it, you would need a hard disk to enable this. We have a job accounting feature that you can enable. Okay, so you want to enable that automatically. Once you enable it, it's going to begin to track the activity. If it's not enabled before, it won't. And then you've got different frequencies. So you can do daily, weekly, monthly. Monthly is pretty standard. At the end of the frequency, so what it's going to do is it's going to accumulate a log of all the print activity that occurred based on the login of the user. So if you have somebody authenticating with the PIN, then you would see, okay, they did X amount of copies and X amount of prints, and it's all associated to this PIN account. And then it's going to provide you that report in a CSV log at the end of the specific frequency that you've selected. So we're going to email the current log at the end of the month. We're going to keep 4 of those logs on the device. All right. And then we're going to, you've got some other log action at near full, action at full. We'll delete the oldest log and so forth. And then you're going to put in the email. So it's, my email at whatever.com. Whatever your email is, you're going to throw it in there. And then when you save that, if the device is set up for a local mail server, it's going to automatically submit that report to you on a monthly frequency at the end of the month. Now, you also have the option to manually delete the logs, print the logs, or export those logs into a CSV export. So if you have embedded web server access to the device and you want to go to this menu and you want to manually export these, you can. Now, caveat is it's only tracking the activity on this device. So if you have more than one, you're going to have to go to each device and pull those logs or consolidate those exports into maybe a pivot table or group that data somehow across your organization. But this is the free option. There's no cost. Everything I've covered up until this point is free. It's included. The only thing you would need for the job accounting component is a hard disk on the Lexmark.